Since you need to be able to talk confidently about characters and structure in the exam, it's worthwhile having a firm grip on the ups and downs of the plot. Here are the main moments from Chapter 7. Watch to the very end to hear my attempt at a 5-word synopsis. Following the decision to rebuild the broken windmill, the animals decide to construct the walls twice as thick as before, but they struggle with the huge amount of heavy labour in difficult conditions and with the shortage of food brought about by damaged crops. Squealer delivers speeches about the importance of hard work, but the animals look to Boxer as their biggest inspiration as he continues to push himself to the limit every day. At the same time, Napoleon agrees to a contract to provide 400 eggs per week to the humans in order to make money for buying grain. The hens protest that taking their eggs whilst they are sitting represents murder. Napoleon responds by cutting their food rations, and 9 hens die before the rest give in to his demands. The invented rumours of Snowball's troublemaking continue to cause alarm. It's reported that he is sneaking onto the farm at night to sabotage their activities. Everything that goes wrong is linked in some way to Snowball. One day, Squealer announces that Snowball is working with the humans and may even have been plotting with Jones from the start. When Benjamin recalls Snowball's bravery at the Battle of the Cowshed, Squealer manages to convince everyone that this was all part of the conspiracy. He instead describes Napoleon's heroic acts in the battle so effectively that the animals are able to picture them even though they didn't happen. Napoleon later orders the animals to gather in the yard and emerges from the farmhouse wearing his self-awarded medals and accompanied by the dogs. He then stages a trial, forcing certain animals, including some pigs, hens and sheep, to confess to having collaborated with Snowball or to having worked against the farm in some way. Upon the confessions being made, the dogs tear out the throats of the so-called guilty animals. Apparently unordered, they also attack Boxer, but he fights them off and no harm comes to him. The bloodshed leaves the animals shaken and confused. Boxer reaches the conclusion that the violence on the farm must be to do with himself being at fault, and he resolves to work harder again. Clover attempts to express her feelings of disappointment that Animal Farm isn't as she hoped it would be and begins singing Beasts of England. The rest of the animals join in, but Squealer appears and declares that the singing of the anthem is now banned. The song only applied to the rebellion, he tells them, and since there is no longer any need to rebel, it is to be replaced by one of Minimus the Pig's songs that celebrates the glory of Animal Farm. Now for the tough part, summarising the whole chapter into 5 words. I can't remember why I even thought this was a good idea. It's really difficult, but this is what I've come up with. Napoleon sells out, extinguishes resistance. What do you think? Post your own suggestions for a 5-word synopsis in our comment section below. The information in this video is available in written form in our Animal Farm revision guide, and you can purchase a digital copy of this at the link in the video description. You can find our other chapter guides plus more besides on our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.